All right, Accidental Ascension turn 17. Let's see what kind of trouble we've gotten into. So there were some changes after I recorded the video. Notably, for one thing, I received a message saying that Calum had just lost their god and inviting people to gang up on them, so I went to go steal a Calamite province because there was no point in not. And secondly, Hinnom, I negotiated a little bit with Hinnom. They did not seem too enthusiastic about giving up that forest, so I just kind of quietly let the issue lie. We can see here these Avites have gone and taken out some villains. Worldwide event, blood is cheaper. Unexpected events, wow, lots of unrest and famine. Okay, great. I lost a couple of scouts. I lost a scout in Kasevik Highlands, and I lost a scout in Oak Beach to patrolling. So, that's good. And battle in New Spring. This was that Calamite province that I am sniping away while Calum is having problems. Just some province defense here, some heavy cavalry in the province defense. They'll inflict a little bit of damage, but not all that much. And there we go. So, 2 casualties, 2 Steel Maidens dead. Alright, so. Lost my scout in Oak Beach, can't see what's there. There's 130 units in Marverny itself. I have... I think not quite that many. But I have Kohen the Barbarian with his 63 units hiding in the woods. So, got some stuff I can do there. That's 20 Avite Spearmen slouching around, staring at me balefully. We're going to build a lab down here. Up here, we are upgrading the fort. And we have all our Earth Gem dudes up there. So, Conjuration level 3, we are going to research for 1 turn. And we're also going to... Did I finish upgrading the fort? No. All of a sudden I got a ton more resources. Yeah, why do I have 151 resources all of a sudden? Oh, that's right, I was always rec point limited. Never mind me, I'm dumb. So, we're going to research. The fort will be done in 1 turn. That's Mictlan's capital. Wow. Maybe I go fight Mictlan instead of Marverny. That's Druid land. Don't know what all that is up there. We'll see. So I'm still recruiting. I'm not recruiting mages here. Why am I not recruiting mages there? Recruit a mage there. Please recruit a mage there. You two. You all should research. Ithanorid. You have troops, but you're still stealthy. So, okay. Let's start getting our troops set up. We need to stack our human troops on the warrior smiths because they are decent leaders, and we need to stack the skeletons on our... Actually, we need to stack the skeletons on our Mound King. Okay, so we've got 46 skeletons. Let's split them up into 2 groups. There, they need to be even. Okay. And these 2 ladies will just leave here because they're not stealthy, and therefore we don't like them, and we don't want them, and we don't need them. Great. So, up here, we have 33 units. That's about 100 units. And down here, I've got 32 and 46. Overall, about 170, 180 units. He's summoned a couple of cave drakes, so he's worried, which is always a good thing to see. I could do some summoning myself just for numbers. Cave Drake is Conjuration 4, so he's gone down Conjuration. Interesting. Gonna recruit some more troops there. Actually, I'm not gonna recruit troops here. I'm gonna recruit those troops down here, because down here is where I'll probably end up needing them. We're just going to sit there in that province for a moment. Baratos has been attacked by Atlantis, interestingly. So Atlantis has come up on land with... They've got a Basalt Queen, They've got a bunch of Warriors of the Deep. Mainly Warriors of the Deep, and then they've got some Deep One Spearmen. So they do have magic attacks, and this looks like just pretty much Beratos's province defense. Let's see what casualties they inflicted. The Warriors of the Deep do have shields and high HP, so they're not terribly vulnerable to arrows. And Beratos's infantry is fairly garbage. So it looks like Atlantis is going to roll them with relatively little casualties. Relatively few casualties, I should say. Nice cold bolt to nowhere. Oh, there is a Baratian priest. Yep, okay. So, they did have an army there. And it did not help them. They also had... Atlantis had brought 2 of their mages of the deep. So, I would say that Baratos is probably in trouble. I don't know how they're going to kick that army off. Unless they have just a lot going for them somewhere. At this point, I can either turn my army towards Mictlan, or I can turn it towards Baratos. I'm sorry, not Baratos. Marverni. Marverni is sitting here waiting for me. I don't know that they're quite prepared for this much magic, though. And I do have Strength of Giants, which would allow my people to chop through boar warriors. So, what I'm worried about is Nemesius D can't go attack on his own because he will be intercepted by this army, so I need to concentrate my forces. So if all these guys move to attack, then got those guys up there on the flank, I've got those guys down there on the flank, I've got my double line right in the middle. I've got skeletons forward on each flank. But, to be honest, I should set these guys into a box as well, because the point of the exercise here is that the boxes are easy to buff. So what we're actually going to end up with is we're going to end up with just a big old massive fat line of troops. And we're going to set our mages scattered along said line. Like, no, you should be there. Like so. And they are all going to be scripted to cast. See, I want them to cast Earth Power so they don't have to use gems. Right now, I'm just going to script each one to cast Strength of Giants twice, and then be on conservative gem usage. And then we're going to script cast spells. So, doop, 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 doop. So they'll spam out Strength of Giants. We're going to set these guys on hold and attack for everybody. Hold and attack. Now, Marverni has no flying troops, so I'm not too worried about them getting behind me. Nemesius D is just casting spells because he's fairly worthless, to be completely honest. Hollow will be set to stay behind troops. And we will then bring with us... We will give Hollow like 16, 16, let's make it 12. That would be 3 for each wizard, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, I would need 15 to be 3 for each wizard. We'll give him 15 more Earth Gems. And so he can carry those into battle. And he can pass them off to Krezo. My worry, of course, is that Hollow will be murdered, so... No, that's not what I wanted. We are going to give him these 4 to guard him. So he will have 4 little helpers. And you are going to be set on attack current province. Great. So, even if they all come at me, I think I can do this, just because I will have a lot of hitting power. Like, really a lot of hitting power. Um, 24 damage per attack from Axe Warriors is brutal. And, of course, the Strength of Giants will also make their throwing axes do 21 damage and have 16 range. So it's going to be rough for whoever is standing on the other end of those axes. My mages are all lined up. Marverni, one second, let me look at the Marverni real quick. Yeah, the only ranged unit the Marverni have is Marverni Slingers. And Marverni Slingers are not great. Extremely cheap, but not good. Oh, well, I guess they do also have Marverni Javelineers. So there's that. They could bring some missiles, but the Javelineers are not going to be able to hit the mages. So the only missiles they could bring would be the slingers that could hit my mages. Now, they could, of course, bring magic, and if they've got Conjuration 4... one second, I need to look at them again to see what their native income is. Yeah, it's Astral, Earth, and Nature. So they've got Conjuration 4, and Marverni have quite efficient researchers. So my research, as I said, has been garbage all game. I would imagine they're probably... They may be at research level 5 in something. Conjuration 4 gives them lesser elementals, including lesser fire elementals. They don't have any native fire income. So I would imagine the best they can do is summon lesser earth elementals. My troops will be able to chop up lesser earth elementals without too much trouble. Same with cave drakes. Cave drakes have high prot, but I'll be able to cut through it. If they have level 5, then they might be able to summon full-size earth elementals, which will be a little bit tougher. If they spam out a whole bunch of full-size earth elementals then to support their big chunk of infantry, then my army could be in trouble. Not gonna lie about that. That could be worrisome. I'm sure they have Thaumaturgy at least level 1. They may have level 2, in which case they could Mind Burn me. Potentially they could be up to level 4, in which case they could paralyze me. If they have Conjuration 5, I think they probably have not had time to get anything else up to 5, so I don't necessarily have to worry about confusion. Evocation-wise... They've got Druids, so they've got Earth. If they hit Evocation 5, then they could potentially do Gifts from Heaven. But I don't think they're there yet. If they've gone up Conjuration, I don't think they're at Evocation 5 yet. Also, I'm not seeing all that many Sequani. Boar Warriors, Ambibate Noble Warriors, and Druids. So Ambibate Noble Warriors have the wolf tattoos, which give them extra attack skill and invulnerability, which will kick their protection up to about 20. The Boar Warriors are their Sacreds, which have the extra invulnerability, and Druids. I don't know. I'm not sure how this is gonna go. But I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna see what we can do. This is a pretty substantial army. I mean, like, quite substantial. 33, let me make sure I've counted right. 33, 96, 128. Yeah, 170 or so. We'll see. We'll see. I think the Strength of Giants should about do it. Research-wise, we're researching at 62, so we will hit Conjuration level 3 this turn exactly. And I think what I'm actually going to do is going to take them off conservative gem usage, so they just spend all of those gems in the fight. And hopefully they will then, like... because they don't have many spells. So hopefully, if I take them off conservative gem usage, they will, they'll cast their 2 Strengths of Giants, which they can do with 1 gem each, and then, like, summon some lesser earth elementals, which would be useful. But I think so long as I outnumber them, which I do, I can swarm them down, just because having 2 attacks is such a potent ability. It's so valuable to have double attacks. What is your problem? You have a never healing wound? I don't care. Oh man, this guy lost an arm. He only has one arm, so he can only use his axe and his throwing axe. I presume they hold the throwing axe in their teeth. That's how I envision these axe warriors. It's just an axe in the right hand, an axe in the left hand, and then a smaller axe clenched between their manly jaws, which they throw with a toss of their head before they enter in melee. Which explains why the precision is so garbage. Because, you know, like, twisting your neck muscles like that, it's really hard. It's complicated to get a good arc on those things. But in any case, so that is going to be my attack this turn. We are, of course, building the lab and upgrading the fortress. We will actually get both forts upgraded next turn. So then we'll have 3 upgraded forts on turn 18, which isn't a terrible place to be. Still a little worried about Therados. They're just kind of sitting off the coast, chilling quietly, but hopefully they're friendly. I'm friendly to them. I can't be anything but friendly to them. There's, like, no way I could possibly attack them. But, you know, that's friendship of a sort. And we're going to keep spamming out as many units as we can. I don't have the money to recruit another scout, so that's fine. And we'll start recruiting mages down there as well. What I would really, really like would be to take all these farms and get all that delicious money. But for that, of course, I need to put Marverni under siege. So we'll see how it goes. I'm so tempted to hit that province just to try and kill that druid, but I'm sure he's going to move away. Either he's going to move away or this army is going to move here to try and bait me into attacking and getting trapped. One of the two. And I really don't want to split up, because if this army doesn't split up and it hits part of my army, it will absolutely wipe it out. The only way I beat this force is if I bait it, is if it moves down here and both of my armies hit it simultaneously, and I get to slam Strength of Giants onto 170 screaming Ulmish troops and launch them headlong into this army. In which case, I think I probably beat it. I mean, my skeletons are extremely dangerous. With Strength of Giants, they'll be swinging for 25 at attack 12, which is very, very solid. And my Steel Maidens will be launching 2 20 damage attacks per round, and my Axe Warriors will be swinging for 24 with 2 attacks each. So they're gonna mow through Marverni infantry pretty hardcore. So, that's the turn, that's the plan. This is an interesting situation, we'll see how that develops. I will shed no tears if Baratos is destroyed. I will, however, shed tears if Baratos is destroyed in a way that lets Hinnom gobble up all their territory, because Hinnom is big and scary enough already. And I'm kind of in a race at this moment to absorb enough territory to become competitive with Hinnom before Hinnom decides to turn on me, which, to be honest, they might do and probably should do at nearly any time. So we'll see how that goes. Up here, my Dominion is slowly winning the fight. Down here, it's that temple has put up a spot of Dominion, which is good against Therados. But I've still got Therados' Dominion there, which is gonna be slowly killing the population. Kufladen. Who's Kufladen? Kufladen is Why do I have Ur's Dominion? I'm nowhere near That's weird. But hey, whatever. I don't really care. I'll get another temple up and it'll be fine. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 18. Right. Accidental Ascension, turn 18. Let's see how this has gone. We just hit Conjuration level 3. Great. Battle in... So we finished our 2 fortresses, and there was a battle in White Forest. Let's watch that battle. Did he anticipate what I was doing? Did he move somewhere else? Did he move to intercept me? No. He's got province defense, and against it I have my enormous army. This is actually a pretty sizable army, to be fully honest. I like it. My guys, looks like, have gone off script, which is fine, but they are... Oh, nope, they are casting Strength of Giants, so you can see I'm now up to Strength 15 on my troops with Strength of Giants active. Spamming out a couple more Strengths. Furcio has got his Protective Force up. It looks like they did cast Summon Earth Power, because I got it researched this turn, which is great, so they didn't spend gems doing that, I think. Yeah, so they've still got all their gems, because they Earth Powered themselves. Excellent. That's pretty much just what I was hoping. Wreck Attack here has gotten crippled. Looks like he ate an arrow. So that's sad. But hey, I'll live. And now they're just throwing flying shards because they can, because they love friendly fire. So, casualties. I lost 5. He lost 40. Of those 5, 4 were friendly fire. But that's okay. That's okay, I'll live. So, let's see where that leaves us. We've got about 80 units there, about 110 units there in Marverny. This has actually a lot of sites in it. Starlit Pond, Forest of Truffles, Quicksand, Deep Crevasse, and a Windspire. Wow. Wow. I love this province. I'm so happy I conquered this province. In any case, speaking of provinces, let's get these guys moving. That is a Madman. Interesting. That is Mechlin. Let's actually send him up there. Okay, so we're recruiting mages there. Now, let's start recruiting mages here. Well, let's start recruiting horticulturalists, actually, just because they're cheap and we can use them for very, very cheap research. We'll also continue spamming out units down here as well. Lutbalt. Where have I not searched for death? Go up there to search for death. Geberick, begin to research. Now down here, I do have 21 earth gems. What I don't have is construction 4. In fact, I'm only just about to hit construction 2. So let's grab construction 2, and then we'll make a decision about what we were going after that. Probably down alteration. Yeah, might go alt 5. And then construction, maybe? We'll see. We'll figure it out. But for right now, we now have 134 resources here, but still only 12 recruitment points. So we'll recruit one more war dude. Vlex here is going to be a good blood hunting province. And, blood-wise, what I really want blood for is forging bloodstones. However, going down blood, I mean, since I have blood now, in a fairly significant way, I will definitely be able to bind demon knights. Probably eventually summon Pidocion, something like that, and eventually cast Infernal Crusade. And then there's also the possibility that I can do crossbreeding and purify blood. What does that do? Oh, protects you from poison. That's kind of cool. Yeah, so that's improved crossbreeding at level 8. Where's the original crossbreeding? There it is at level 3 crossbreeding. Just spawns a whole bunch of monsters. I don't have any luck, unfortunately, so that doesn't help me. However, these ladies I'll just leave researching for the moment, but soon I will use them for something. So, this army. Let's see how we're going. First of all, I need to script you all to summon Earth Power, and then Strength of Giants or Lesser Earth Elementals. Let's go Strength of Giants twice, and then Lesser Earth Elementals twice. And I'm going to give that script to basically everybody here. Hollow will continue carrying Earth Gems. Nemesius D. Do I need a Nemesius D? I do have Kohen the Barbarian. So what I could do is I could just... Yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then, like, make them a little bit more even. No, that's not what I wanted. They're about even. Okay. I've still got my Skellymen Horde. I want to make them even as well. And so with that... why is this one big? Oh, because they're in skirmish formation. Nah, just put them in box formation. I want them easily buffable. Yeah, that looks about right. So we'll be able to drop Strength of Giants on pretty much everybody. They're all on hold and attack closest. And Nemesius D can move back over here to search for magic sites. I do definitely want to hit... I'm probably just going to go down Construction 4, because I do want to start forging items. Ooh, and I have an Air Random Smith. Excellent. So with an Air Random Smith, he can forge all kinds of cool things, but more importantly, he can search for air sites, which up till now, I have not been able to search for. And let's move Goar out as well. I've still got Landebergt and Stallo back here. I've also got another scout we can send out. Another scout for us to send out. It's too bad that I don't have any really resource-intensive troops. I mean, the ratio of resources to recruitment points doesn't really change much. I could be recruiting forest warriors here, but I'd only get 4, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they're tougher. They're a good bit tougher, but they don't do appreciably more damage than axe warriors. Especially because they don't have throwing axes. Yeah, let's just keep spamming out axe warriors. What I may want to do, actually, is segregate the units here a little bit so that the axe warriors can be set to throw their axes, because as of now, they're not actually throwing their axes. So let's get some gender segregation going on. Because for Ulm, gender segregation is positive. I know you don't believe me when I say that, because normally it's a very bad thing. But in this case, it's going to help out. Don't gender segregate in schools, gender segregate in Ulm. What I need to do actually is, because these guys can be in blocks. Well, we want them all in blocks. Never mind, what am I doing? What am I doing? There you go, and then all these ladies will be here. So we'll have warriors, we'll have them in the middle. And these guys will be at hold and fire. Hold and fire, so that way they will throw their throwing axes, of which they have 2, and then charge into melee. And these ladies will be on hold and attack. And they'll be set slightly further back. Nah, we'll set them up in line. So they will actually end up going in first while the axe warriors hurl their axes, and then the axe warriors will rush in to support them. Am I recruiting axe warriors or regular warriors here? Regular warriors? No, axe warriors. Axes are better. I have 409 gold. Only 3 forts on turn 18. I would like more temples in order to help keep... I am, it looks like, pushing Therados' dominion out of my territory, which is great. I do have Kufladen's dominion here. Kufladen is... that's right, I still have... I still don't know why that is. Why don't you build me a temple? Still got a little army there. Avite spearmen and militias. Well, that's fine. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing things here. Why don't you patrol, Teha? Patrol with your 28 warriors. Mercenary-wise, there are some mercenaries available. I'm not too worried about them. In geopolitics... So yeah, Baratos is still under siege by Atlantis. It's a little bit frightening, but at the same time I am glad to see Baratos go. Still don't know how big Therados is. Rodoros. And the question is here, do I go in to attack Marverni? I think I do. Mainly boar warriors. Mainly bare-chested warriors. I think I go in to attack Marverni. I could... If I could get a few slaves together, I could start summoning imps. With relatively little... research behind it. What can Jordanes cast? He's casting Desiccation right now, and he can summon lesser water elementals. Okay, I don't have any water gems whatsoever, because all my income is nature. Yeah, after construction, I'm definitely going to go down alteration at least to 4, because I do have a whole bunch of nature gems, and I also have a number of nature mages. So that would be good. But I want the construction level 4, if for no other reason than because as soon as a Death 2 guy pops out, I want to be able to use him. We are halfway to getting our god out, Irminsul, the Sovereign of Sin, God of Terror. I kind of want to split this army up. But if I split it up, I invite being defeated in detail. So instead, what I'm going to do is we're going to bum rush Marverni itself. And so here's what I'm thinking will happen. Here's how I hope this will go. Okay, the infantry are standing here all lined up. We spam Strength of Giants on them to make them extremely powerful. Then we summon the Lesser Earth Elementals. They are slow. They'll form kind of a back line, and they will support the infantry. I'll then be able to reload with gems from Hollow the Mound King. And with those gems, I'll be able to do the same thing when we attack the fortification. It only has 250 wall integrity. It's got 110 enemy units inside it. I have 212 siege strength. 110 enemy units. Let me look at Marverni units one more time. So Boar Warriors have siege defense 0.7. Carnute Noble Warriors have 0.6. Ambibates, Bare-Chested Warriors also 0.6. Okay, so they're basically all 0.6. Ambibates are only 0.5. Okay. They have wolf tattoos. Excuse me, pardon my coughing. As always. Anyway, I think they're gonna have like 60 to 70 castle defense in there. So I'm going to hit them with, you know, about 200 siege attack. Because my guys have siege strength 1.4 each. So I'll be breaking them down at a rate of about 130 to 160 per turn. Should be able to crack the fort in 2 turns. Now, that does not, of course, account for everything they will do to me, and they will doubtless try to do just terrible, awful, no good, very bad things to me. Which is fine. I expect that. I will send reinforcements as quickly as I can. Actually, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to alchemize. We're going to alchemize some of our nature gems, because I'm not using them yet. And we're going to turn those into death gems. So now we have 6 death gems. And so we're going to reanimate. I'm making 2 death gems per turn. So I'll have 5 next turn. Ooh, I want 1 more. I want 1 more. Okay. So I'll have 6 next turn. So I'm going to reanimate twice this turn. And then I'll reanimate and summon another Mound King next turn. And then I will send him up to reinforce. And I should, hopefully, I'll be able to handle this. Do need to pop just a little bit of province defense in this province. I imagine I'm going to be counterattacked. I mean, if I was the Marverni, what would I do here if I was the Marverni? There's basically 2 ways to try to handle this. Assuming they want to have a battle, then you can either patrol and move these guys in on move and patrol to have all of both of these armies fight my army. In which case, no matter what happens, most of both armies is probably killed. Or, if you're confident that this army can take this army, which in his place I would not be, but if he is, then you patrol with this army and move this army into White Forest to cut off my retreat. I would like to besiege Marverni in order to limit his recruitment. Like, strategically speaking, if I cut that off, he can't recruit Boar Warriors. He can't recruit Boar Lords or Elder Druids, more importantly. Whereas if I cut off this place, his recruitment just goes down by a lesser amount. I'm just wondering if this is too gutsy. Because it's pretty gutsy, to be honest. Altogether, if you add them up, his armies probably outnumber mine. I think my troops can take him. But, like, I've got 120 of my troops backed up by 45 skeletons. He's got about 200 troops with no skeletons. So numbers are on his side if he manages to get both of his armies together. And he's recruiting out of 2 forts nearby compared to my 1. Now, my 1 kind of sad, low recruitment point fort here can compete somewhat because I am summoning skeletons as well. So this fort right now is actually producing 26 units this turn, which is really, really high production for a fort. Tell you what, why don't I take that money that I was going to spend on a temple and instead spend it on axe warriors? Like that. And an archer. Nah, I don't need an archer. Yeah, and then I'll take that, and I will give those troops to a mage and send them up. My research is still freaking 50 points. Wow, my research is garbage. Jordanes, research, please. I need you to research. I need those 14 research points are like a quarter of my total research, man. You gotta help me. You gotta help me here. Well, my research is so garbage, partially because I'm moving people around to search for sites. But we're gonna go for it. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna go deep here. And we'll see what happens. Even if he wins, I'll be able to reinforce the cursed land pretty rapidly, and I'll also be able to go up through here to attack Temiglia. So I'm not too worried about it. And I will have Kohen the Barbarian spamming spells on people as well. Mostly morale boosts. So, overall should be pretty good. I'm actually going to take this Ranger's Cloak off because it is lowering my protection. Let's give it to him. Yeah, let's give it to Eithanarid. That'll be fine. Okay. Great. So, we're going to go in, besiege Marverni, push up reinforcements kind of as quickly as we can. In a couple turns here, we're going to start blood hunting in Vlex, Hexwoods, and probably also Ripe Woods. And Troban. These four are going to be our core blood hunting provinces. Can also blood hunt in Troia, although it makes me a significant amount of money, so I'm not too enthusiastic about it. But yeah, that is going to be the plan of action. We will spread out our blood hunters, we'll start empowering people in blood, we'll get some Earth 2 mages to empower in blood to summon demon knights at some point, and certainly to forge bloodstones. And we will be happy little campers. So, thanks for watching, I'll see y'all in turn 19. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is Accidental Ascension, turn 19. I almost said 18, but I thought I'd go check beforehand. So, we cast Reanimation a couple of times. Atlantis has claimed the Throne of Misfortune. That should be Atlantis, Choral Commanders. And there was a battle in Baratos, which is kind of interesting to watch. This is clearly Baratos sallying forth with everything they have. They have got their god here, Wizard Master General, the Master Enchanter. His blessing, he's got Decay Weapons, Poison Resistance, Magic Resistance, Penetration Bonus, Strength, and Forest Survival. Very unfocused bless, not terribly effective. He is a massive Rainbow Mage with every path in the book. Not at high enough levels to be super useful in a lot of circumstances. Also, he's wearing winged shoes, and I don't know why. But, he's out there. They've got one Bride-in-Waiting with a Sanguine Dowsing Rod, who is clearly blood hunting the capital. They've got a Baratian Priest, 2 of them in fact. They have 2 Baratian Sages, and that's a 3rd Baratian Priest. And they also have a Shadow Imp down here in the back. More Baratian Priests, more Sages, no real Battle Wizards. Some Baratian Archers who are unimpressive, a bunch of Baratian Spearmen who are highly unimpressive, 5 Elephants up front, and 2 Fiends of Darkness over here with their magical venomous claws and their dark power. They also have 1 Devil, and 4 Fiery Imps. I'm sorry, 5 Fiery Imps. So, a little bit of blood summoning, not enough to really make a difference against this. Atlantis is using a very simple strategy. They've recruited a whole bunch of beefy infantry, and they are just charging it forward. So, the Warriors of the Deep are not terribly impressive units, but they have high hit points and they have 2 attacks each. So they basically work by killing what's facing them before it can kill them. With those high hit points, their lower stats don't matter quite so much, and their high strength means that when they hit a human, the human tends to die. My infantry can fight these guys because they have low protection and only middle and defense skill. So if a square of 3 axe warriors swings at these Warriors of the Deep, they're liable to get some hits through, and I do enough damage to kill them in just a couple of hits. Maybe 3 hits. Baratos' infantry, however, is not so lucky. Baratos' infantry has 1 attack, and it's fairly low damage. Plus the javelin, of course. So, they're in kind of a pickle. So, the armies charge forward to crash into each other. Here we're about to get a demonstration of why elephants aren't great in a lot of circumstances. See, against independents, elephants would charge in here, start trampling the infantry, and they'd pretty much wipe them out pretty effectively. Against these guys, the elephants get 1 trample off, and then they get attacked by everyone around. And since elephants have garbage defense skills, utterly garbage, once they're harassed a little bit, and also not great protection, and they can be attacked by a whole bunch of people, well, boom. There you go. That's the Baratean Elephant Corps. It's gone. That one elephant gets 1 more trample. I think he kills 1 guy, and then he gets stabbed to death without really doing much. In the back, Baratos' archers and mages are flinging what projectiles they can. It is not going to help much. Back here, these Fiends of Darkness have dropped in on the enemy commanders, which is good. If they had gotten the Basalt Queen, that would have been something. Instead, they attacked this Ictiid Lord. And he is going down from poison damage, because they do have these venomous claws that inflict poison. So he gets stabbed to death. This Marrow Chieftain's shield is broken, and he's going to die from poison. But then the Ictiids come back, net that Fiend of Darkness. That Fiend of Darkness takes a big hit, and doesn't manage to accomplish anything except killing 1 Ictiid before being gone. This Basalt Queen has quickness, and I don't know why. Oh, the Mage of the Deep cast it on her, I'm sure. So that is pretty much the ballgame for Baratos. The Baratean army gets wrapped up. A number of their mages are killed. Their god and some of their mages make it out. But, like I said, that has to be about all they had. Many of those mages were carrying research items, like owl quills, sorry. So that's the research corps that just came out to play, and got wrecked. Yeah, they lost everything. The War Elephants, 0 kills. Atlantis lost 15 units in total. And it's not going to matter against this army. So, it's over for Baratos. This is their capital destroyed. Now, there was also a battle in Marverni. So my army hit Marverni, and it turns out the Marverni moved all of their troops into the castle. So I'm fighting province defense. Now, it's 25 province defense. It's capital province defense, so it is enough to trigger gem usage. So you can see all my buffs going down. My troops are up to strength 14 or 16, which gives them 24 damage on their axes and 20 damage on the short swords. We're flinging in our axes here, and they're going into the province defense, doing some damage. They are carrying shields, so not as much damage as I would like. But my infantry, when they get into melee, are mowing those guys down. I don't know why so many of my skeletons are on fire. Oh, their national banish spell causes fire. Yeah, okay, so his blessing, he's got shock resistance, fire resistance, so that's earth, cold resistance, defense skill, and strength, plus morale plus 2, that's fire. So, interesting, because this is water right here. That's fire. That and that, I think, are earth. Or, oh, he might have major fire resistance and major shock resistance separately? Interesting. In any case, it's another rainbow mage. The AI just loves generating rainbow mages. But, projectiles go in. I do summon my lesser earth elementals. They are not needed in this battle, but my mages summon them anyway. That mage does a lot of damage to my skeleton corps with his banishments. And my own projectiles score a little bit of friendly fire on me, but overall it's a win. So we wiped out the province defense. Like I said here, I lost almost half of my long dead. Long dead are just so vulnerable to being banished. They're so vulnerable to it. I lost 9 steel maidens and 1 axe warrior, and I killed 80 province defense. So overall, that was a good trade. This kind of gives me an indication. Now, an actual battle against Marverni troops will be harder than this, because these are not their real high-tier units. The Marverni Noble Warriors are pretty solid. Marverni Bare-Chested Warriors are not as good as Carnute Bare-Chested Warriors, so against an actual Marverni army, I wouldn't trade nearly so well. But did okay, and my lesser earth elementals weren't even engaged. So, made me feel confident. However, the fortification in Marverni is unharmed. We need more men to breach it. That's because he took all the troops here and moved them in here. So, my army has 176 siege strength after losses. It's not going to be able to hurt the fortress. So, I'm leaving one scout to hold the siege down, and I'm moving to take every province around and place this fortress under siege. Down here, I've got Ernulf carrying a whole bunch of earth gems, coming up with 30 more infantry. Over here, I am reanimating and reviving a Mound King to lead 30 more skeletons, plus about 18, 19. I think it's actually 17. I think I have 11 right now, and then I'm recruiting another 6. So to lead what infantry I have here up into White Forest. So these guys are going to go up here and then take Timiglia. These guys are going to move up here next turn, and we will meet them with some more forces, combine up here. These forces are going to basically just take all the other Marverni provinces. What I want is I want to prevent him from having income. I want to prevent him from being able to recruit. That does mean holding his capital under siege, because his capital is giving him like 300 or more income per turn. Now, he has death scales, so his capital is lower in population than mine. However, he does have Order 3 and Productivity 3, so he's still going to be getting very significant income from it. Like, I think this is half the income of the province right now. So he's still getting like 300 from it. And 300 income will let you recruit quite a few basic infantry, assuming you have the resources and all to support it, which he will, because he has his cap circle. What I want is basically I want to shut him down as much as possible. Hopefully he doesn't try to break the siege. If he does, he'll just bump my scout, he'll bump Hildebrand, and I'm going to script Hildebrand to retreat, because I'm going to have retreat provinces that I've conquered for him. My other troops are scattering, so these guys are going down here. This is most of my mages with most of my gems. They're going down here to be pretty sure they can lock this fort down. Runo is going up here to take out this province, which has a druid in it. Kohen is going over here to take this province, which just has province defense, and Hollow, with the skeletons, is going over here to try to take Dubros. If I take all these provinces, then his capital won't be able to draw income from anywhere except the capital province itself, even if he breaks free. These two provinces won't matter, so long as they don't have armies in them, and I don't think they do. I think I've got all of Marverni's armies locked up in Marverni itself. So, overall, I'm satisfied with this. Pretty good situation. Not going to be too bad. I think I've got him pretty well shut down. And as long as I can keep him more or less shut down and take all of his lands away, he'll become less and less capable of fighting me over time, while I become more and more capable of fighting him, because I will have more troops and he will have fewer troops. I'm also going to move Teha up to help. So Teha has about 30 units right now. I'm going to move him up through the capital. So he'll grab the next turn's worth of recruitment. He'll also take the next warrior smith with him. And those two will once again move north. They'll probably come up through the Cursed Land, because that's a little bit faster than crossing the... Well, actually going up this way might be just as fast once I conquer this province. In any case, they'll come up and help as well. So that'll be another... So in 2 turns, I'll have 30 units there, and about 40, close to 50 units here. The turn after that, I'll have another... I'm recruiting about another 30 here, plus the 36 he's got. Yeah, so I'm going to be building up my armies very, very rapidly in Marverni's area, and I think I should be able to just straight overwhelm them. Especially because I'll be able to summon lesser elementals to back me up. Research-wise, I'm going down construction and then down alteration. Construction level 2 will be good. Construction level 4 will also really help me, because that will allow me to forge sanguine dowsing rods. I'm moving out 2 of my garnet sorceresses to begin blood hunting in Vlex. Does mean I need patrollers. After the reanimation is done, I'm going to set Stallo to summoning wolves, which are great patrollers. He gets 10 of them for 2 nature gems, and he'll just spam out 2 or 3 casts of wolves, and then I'll give them to a random warrior chief or independent commander. Independent commander because they're cheaper. And I will send them down to patrol the province, and I'll also be patrolling in this province as I blood hunt this province. It will hurt my gold income, but it will give me blood slave income, and that will let me ramp up into bloodstones very, very quickly. Please cast reanimation. Thank you. So yeah, overall gonna be pretty good. The war with Marverni is going to drag on a little while because I mean, if he keeps his troops in his capital, I can't take it very easily. Because he's got like 200 siege defense stacked up in there, so I need more than 200 siege strength. And it's going to be at least 2 or 3 turns before I get that. I will be able to do some damage to Oak Beach, but it's going to kind of see how it goes. If he breaks out next turn, my scattered forces are going to have to kind of back off and reform somewhere, probably up here and down here. And I should be able to bring up more troops from here to kind of hold him off there. May want to, instead of recruiting a Garnet Sorceress, may want to recruit a Warrior Smith. Well, if I send Garnet Sorceresses into combat, I can just give them Fire Gems. No, I can't. I don't have any Fire Gems. Yeah, I have 0 Fire Gems. Okay, never mind. I cannot give them Fire Gems to have them summon Fire Elementals. That isn't a thing I can do. Well, if I need to, I can send all 4 of these guys up, and they can summon Lesser Earth Elementals at him. Lesser Earth Elementals will definitely help. They're fairly tough, they regenerate slowly, and they can trample humans. So if I can spam out a whole bunch of them, they'll at least serve as kind of an early shock core to absorb the early, like the javelin throws and all that kind of stuff from the Marverni. Depending on how I deploy in script, of course. So, I think it'll be fine. Things that could surprise me. Let's think of them. I can't think of many. If he dumps a whole lot of province defense in one of these provinces, if he spends a lot of gold doing that, then one of my forces might get bounced. Kohen has 42 units with him. That force is probably my weakest. Runo only has 26 units, but he also has Strength of Giants and Lesser Earth Elementals. So, I think he'll be able to do it. Well, Runo is probably actually technically my weakest force. And then Rekitak only has 45 units, but there are 4 mages in that force. And they'll all be spamming elementals and such, so not too worried about that one. But yeah, mainly the thing I'm worried about is Marverni choosing to break the siege immediately. However, I don't want to just sit here and not cut off his resources, because cutting off his income is really important. So if I wanted to, what I could do is I could stay here and just send troops to cut off Dubros. That would cut off the income from all these 4 provinces without me actually taking them. That said, I would like the income myself, frankly. It will help me, and it will help me ramp up faster. On land, up here, we see Atlantis, of course, is attacking Baratos, and then Therados is also attacking Baratos just to take land. Makes me a little nervous. I am successfully shoving their dominion away, which is good, and the scales here in Siren Forest should start to change fairly soon. You can see the income has already been pretty much crippled, but oh well. It is what it is. I'm going to kick the province defense up. Oh, it's fucking Lion Tribe. Never mind. Never mind. I've started to recruit tiny nature mages here for the research. They are quite efficient researchers, which I enjoy. Interestingly, he still has 7 research points despite being in Magic 1. Kiprik has 9. You have 8. You have 10. Shouldn't you have more than that? Oh well, whatever, it's fine. My research is doing okay. Well, no, my research is still god-awful, but that's because I'm moving so many mages around, getting into fights instead of sitting in forts reading books. Should start to ramp up now that I have 3 locations recruiting mages. But the Garnet Sorceresses, of course, are going to be moving around to Blood Hunt, so really it's only 2. As soon as I take these 2 forts, things will get better. In any case, that is turn 19. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in turn 20, where we will continue the destruction of the Marverni, and proceed to worry about what to do with Hinnom. Because Hinnom looks big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12... Probably 13, 14, 15, 16 or so. So, don't like that. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I lost count because I'm dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have 14. About to take the Marverni, which will help, but I think Hinnom's bigger than me, and I know for a fact they're stronger than I am, so that's worrisome. If I can gather an army like this, I can chop down a Hinnomite army pretty effectively, just because I have a ton of attack density at high damage, so I kill giants pretty quick. Still a little bit worried about them. Still a little bit worried about them, especially these guys. Like, why are you still here? Please explain yourselves. I don't like you. I don't like you being here. I don't like seeing your ugly faces. I don't like you standing around. These guys, I think they might be holding this location so they can build a fort, which is understandable. Arcocephale is a really, high population, high value province. And I imagine these guys are going to go attack Baratos and take these provinces, which I hate. I am rooting for Atlantis to destroy them. That said, I was also rooting for Atlantis to destroy Therados, and that doesn't seem to be happening, so I'm not getting anything of what I want from Atlantis, which is really pretty sad. In any case, though, I'll be alright. I'll be fine. I'm doing okay, and like I said, once I take this up here, I'll be doing more than okay. I'll be doing hunky-dory, spiffy, fantasmic. So, I'll see y'all in turn 20.